the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ammahad Shakaraki. And on Street Talk, we deal with political, social, and economics here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. We've got a lot to cover, but I just want to mention some of the fires that's happening all around the world, really. Fires in the U.S. and other countries. So I just wanted to mention that. And this year is supposed to be the hottest year ever. So I don't know what's happening. A lot of people out there still don't believe in
global
warming, and so I think it's real.
Yeah, fossil fuel.
Yeah, you know. And my guest tonight,
Dennis Burnside.
Charles Thomas.
PAGET Maynard.
Okay, man. Patrick, you were saying something about Trump. We got him. Got 4 cases coming up. 3 or 4 cases.
Indictments.
Not enough.
And he's still saying that he haven't done anything. You know. What was all? What's all this stuff that he said and been doing, and he haven't done anything?
But it's all on tape.
Yeah.
And that's his character.
Yeah.
He's a habitual liar.
Yeah. You know, you got something on tape what you said.
Yeah, on phone calls.
You know, all this.
Yeah. And look at the paperwork that he took to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And had it all on the floor. It's recorded. It's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
so he ain't got nothing to say.
No.
He's guilty of everything they put on it.
Yeah. You know, and he started saying he haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You were saying, Patrick.
Well, Charles just said it. Typically, Trump never did anything wrong in his own mind.
Yeah.
And he thinks by saying that and saying it over and over and over again, people are going to believe it.
Well,
that's a page out of Hitler's book.
You got millions out there who do believe him. You know, believe
exactly.
in it.
Yeah. What makes me mad is these Southern evangelicals is supporting him, and he should be in prison trying to get out of prison. You know, but he's still running. He at least should have a tether on him or something.
Well, yeah, and you were saying, Patrick.
Well, he had explicit instructions from the judge in Washington, D.C., who was handling the January 6th inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave him explicit instructions not to do anything that would threaten anyone involved with the case, not the prosecution, not the judicial branch, not citizens, to keep his mouth shut.
Well,
so the first thing this fool does when he gets his chance is he threatens the people of Washington, D.C. And maligns them as not being able to render fair justice because they hate Trump.
Yeah.
Then he maligns Jack Smith, the prosecutor, the DOJ prosecutor, as being a madman and crazy and a Trump hater.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to malign the judge. So this is all this weekend he spent just lobbing one threat after another. Now, he's got a couple problems here. The judge, Judge Chakut, is a no-nonsense judicial member.
Yeah.
And she has given the most Jamaican. Lengthy prison sentences of any of the sentences that have been meted out for January 6th and related crimes. She's exceeded prosecution's recommendations on what they should sentence these people to. Trump's playing with that.
Yeah.
So he calls Smith crazy. He maligns the people of Washington, D.C. He makes a case that Judge Kachuk is not qualified. You know, she's black. You know, to judge this case. And at the same time, we've got this Judge Cannon down in Florida who's a Trump fan. She's a MAGA justice.
Yeah.
She was appointed by Trump.
Yep.
She's already been credibly accused of being against justice in this
Yep.
case and acting as a functionary for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes out and lets the public know that there's another grand jury in another district secretly working on evidence against Trump, which is completely verboten.
Yeah.
It's not what she should be divulging.
Right.
It's secret for a reason.
Right.
Right.
And she comes out and says this for reasons I don't understand. And she's made it very likely that she will be removed from the Mar-a-Lago case, where we have all this evidence of the retention, the stealing and retention of classified documents. So, if you look at everything that's been piling up through the weekend into today, August 7th, Trump's in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
And he is
His own worst enemy.
he's looking at a prison sentence that'll probably last the rest of his life. And that is even before he's jailed, because he's asking to be jailed because he keeps breaking the terms of the agreement that his lawyers worked out. We will keep you free on your own recognizance, but you can't do this, you can't do that, and you can't do the third. He goes right out
and do everything he said not to do.
And it's the arrogance.
Yeah.
It's just the arrogance and the entitlement of someone who's spent his whole life getting around the rules, getting around the laws, getting money where he didn't have it, stealing,
not paying his debts,
scamming, not paying his bills, and getting away with it, and is finally catching up with it.
Now he wants to have a temper tantrum.
Let him have it. Let him have it all the way in jail. He'll be orange in orange. Let him keep going.
Let him
keep
Orange
doing
on top of orange.
Orange on orange. man.
But something you missed there, Dennis, with this Mar-a-Lago stuff and the Washington, he is asking that the Washington case be removed and sent down to Florida.
Yeah.
And it's already been rejected.
Yeah.
We know that. But this is his game plan, so that he can be under the same woman down there that he had
Before,
placed, Cannon.
Well, he's doing a calculation. He's looking at Florida, which he eked out a victory in both elections by popular vote.
Yeah.
And he's looking at Broward County, and he's saying that I've got a lot of MAGA people down there.
And
so the jury pool will be more favorable to
him.
him. But what he doesn't seem to understand is the evidence against him is so strong, compelling, overwhelming.
It's overpowering.
It would take jury nullification. It would take someone putting their hands in the ear and going la, 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 la to find this man not guilty. Now, he's hoping that out of all these thousands of people that will be, well, at least hundreds of people who will be selected to submit information for a jury pool, that he'll find that one person who says, against all odds, against all the evidence, I'm not going to convict this man. That could happen in D.C. That could happen here in Lansing, Michigan. It could happen anywhere. So I think he's looking for a Hail Mary, but it's not likely to work for him.
No, put Clarence Thomas in there.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm anywhere he goes on trial, any place, I'm still looking for this one person to be in there who will say, oh, I couldn't convict. I don't believe it.
But you see the problem with that, because it must be unanimous. It's not 11 against 1. What happened to majority rules?
Well,
one person could hold the whole thing up.
You can't change the law.
No, we're not changing it now. I'm saying that is the situation, because one person could easily hold up the whole thing.
Yeah, it's called jury nullification. But my point is, jury nullification is highly unlikely. It's very rare.
Not with what we know so far.
No, and I'm just saying
we
as a
don't
rule.
know everything.
I'm just saying as a rule, you can put your hand in the basket, pull out, guy robbed a taxi stand, woman shoplifted, guy murdered his mistress. Whatever the case is, jury nullification is extremely rare. It hardly ever happens. So Trump pulling for that is really trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat now. I guess you could make the argument that it's more likely to happen in South Florida than it is to happen in D.C. and New York City. but statistically, it's
It's a long
insignificant.
shot.
It's not going to happen.
Well,
Yeah, well, they better sequester him because they be throwing a lot of money around.
well,
Well, you know, I've heard a lot of people say that. I've got, you know, I've got some friends who are just cynical by disposition. And the first thing they say, ain't nothing gonna happen to Trump. He got too much money. Trump just got indicted, man. Oh, that don't mean nothing. They ain't gonna set no court date. They just set 2 court dates, man.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. Why?
Yeah.
Because he's got all that money. Okay.
And that's so stupid.
Let's say Trump's got all the money he claims he has.
and he don't have,
Right. We know he's in
Yeah.
debt. But let's say he has all the money that him, Bill Gates, the boy he owns.
Yeah.
Let's say he has all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Now we're in court. Is the supposition that somehow Trump's going to start writing checks to people in the jury? Is he going to write checks to Jack Smith? Is he going to write checks to the judges in the case? Is that how his money? The time for his money to be effective has passed.
Oh man, he can't even get good lawyers.
It's all about if he got the best lawyers. The time to spend it was in the past. He can't get lawyers because he doesn't pay his bills, and the fact that he's now about to go into court, his money is completely irrelevant.
Yeah,
Exactly.
out of the equation.
No, it doesn't matter.
But they might find a Gordon Liddy.
You know, Gordon Liddy went to jail.
Yeah, he went to jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage. to
Haldeman
it.
went to jail. Dean went to jail.
Yeah.
Ehrlichman went to jail. Those cats
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Everyone went but Nixon. And I think one of the biggest mistakes in American history was Gerald Ford pardoning
Pardon,
Nixon
yeah.
because it set
Sent
the
a message.
precedent exactly that these people could get away with
Right.
it. Had he gone to prison for a few years,
Yeah.
we might have seen
different scenario.
You know, because Reagan's administration was replete with
oh
criminality.
man,
Oh,
They
yes.
had more people go to prison from Reagan's administration than you did
Yeah.
under Nixon.
Yeah.
We had the crack epidemic begin.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had the selling of arms to Iran,
Yeah.
and then taking the profits and turning the guns that we sold to the Contras rather.
Yeah.
No, it was the Sandinistas, so they could make the cocaine that was shipped up
Yeah.
to South
Yeah.
Central and the money.
And
kept
take
going.
over that government.
Yeah.
So they created crack cocaine,
Yeah.
killed millions, ruined millions of lives,
Yeah.
and that was with maybe if Nixon had been sent to prison, Reagan's administration wouldn't have been so
Then,
quick to
yeah.
try a crime,
Yeah.
and he could go all the way up through damn near every Republican administration you've
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
then has had criminal
Yeah.
indices.
Yeah, and that's what I feel about Trump not being in prison, trying to get out of prison, because his hands are so dirty, and everybody around him had a criminal background.
Well, see, the thing is that he's seen he's seen all the things that he could do, and this is where I won't be satisfied until I see him.
An orange suit.
Have one of them suits on, almost like this.
Yeah, he gonna cry like a baby.
Well, I'm
He's
looking
already
forward
crying.
to seeing
Yeah.
in that
He's
orange
already
jumpsuit.
But you were saying, Patrick?
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the orange jumpsuit. And if he keeps up what he's doing right now, he just might get inside there real fast.
Yeah.
Before
I don't
the
want
trial.
no home. No home, nothing. You stay in the can. You can't behave yourself. You can't obey. You can't follow what we said. Okay, then in the slammer, you stay there until. Because I guarantee you, any one of us 4 here, and so many more, had done the slightest piece of what he did, we would not have been sitting here today.
Right.
We would
Be behind
definitely
them.
have been in the can waiting for trial.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. No, he's gotten away. He's gotten away with all these things. So hey, to me,
Yeah.
I won't be satisfied until I see him,
Yeah.
with that orange suit on, because all these different things he's done, if anybody had done one of these things, they'd be in jail.
Yeah.
You see?
And not even
I'm
quite
still
one, a
upset
little
about the
piece of
virus.
one.
If he had wore a mask, more people would have been alive today.
Yeah. What you were saying, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a whole one of what he did. Just a piece of any of these things. Now, this is kind of sort of off, but still tight. Did you guys see the hearing about Biden's son just recently?
I heard some about
Well,
it,
I
but
tell you, man, I saw some of it. I don't know what got me to go on Fox. And there it was.
Maybe you like being lied to.
But here it is.
I know a lot of dudes like that.
They're claiming so much, and even the people who they claim are the witnesses for them about Hunter and the father being involved, they say they didn't say that, and they're telling them nothing goes so. But, Hunter got money from China, lots of money. Well, let me ask you something. Trump was president.
Mm-hmm.
His son-in-law went over to Saudi Arabia, and I want to believe he might have been on government's time.
Oh yeah, and you got $2 billion.
Came back with $2 billion.
Yeah.
Question is, what did he give to get $2 billion? Because the man had nothing here but a whole set of money he owed on this building.
666 Fifth Avenue.
66,
He had a
right.
balloon payment coming due. He
Balloon
was desperate
payment
for
coming up, and
financing.
he
He couldn't get any money. He sets up this hedge fund, which he has no experience ever. He never even worked for a hedge fund, let alone
Exactly.
work for. So what I think happened, Paget, is he went to Saudi Arabia. He gave them classified documents that they wanted.
Yeah.
They paid him $2 billion
Yeah.
for it, and he's going on with his life.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Trump's little Dizzy daughter, who went over to China and got copyrights and patents to the tune of several $100 million.
Right.
Now we all
But we're not
understand this is
hearing anything
because
from
they're
them
children
about
of the ex-president. So the whole thing they're trying to do with Hunter Biden is just a distraction.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
surprised you wasted your own time because there's nothing to it. And then as that's going on, Trump's throwing his temper tantrums over the weekend. Then we find out in the Washington Post this weekend that Clarence Ultra Coon Thomas they've got this
Almost
recreational
200.
vehicle.
Almost $270,000 for it.
No. Wasn't almost. This thing, this they call it the Rolls Royce of recreational vehicles. It looks like a big Greyhound bus. It's everything you can find in a luxury condo you find in these RVs.
Yep.
They sell for $1 million plus, brand new.
Okay.
Trump, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Thomas somehow worked out a deal where he's able to get one used for $278,000. Now, $278,000 is a deal relative to $1 million value, brand new.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. They're extremely hard to get financing for because it's difficult to tell when you get one of these RVs and it's been customized and had all these add-ons what the value is when they're 3 years old, like Thomas's was. So banks just don't loan. They call it a rich man's toy because only people with cash buy these things. But somehow Thomas got financing from another black conservative out of New York who gave him the money and said that here go again, same thing.
Yeah.
Thomas satisfied the debt, and now he owns it fully, but we can't explain where he got the money, even for this $280,000 debt to pay it off in 5 years. Come on, man. The corruption is right
at
here
the top.
in our face.
Yeah, it's at the top.
It's right there
If
in
you
front of us.
notice, Trump and his people, it seems that anybody who gets close to Trump becomes extremely corrupted.
Well, Thomas was corrupted when he got on the bench. He'd been corrupted all the time. He's just more and more he could do now.
Yeah, birds of a feather.
But he's been corrupted ever since he left from the other job he had. Before he even got it to the bench.
It wouldn't surprise me if he signed a paper and said, "I'll do whatever you tell me to do."
I mean, really, man.
Oh boy.
That's really what it is, too, Chuck.
Yeah.
I'll do what you tell me to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be a good one.
Yeah. Where's the
Boss.
paper? I'll sign it. Yeah.
He didn't have to sign it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to sign it.
Yeah.
It was understood.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a man who left public school in Georgia went to a
Private Catholic.
parochial school where his tuition and fees were paid. He goes there, does okay. He gets admitted to Holy Cross College, which is a fairly prestigious East Coast university. And he gets into there because of affirmative action. He leaves Holy Cross and goes to Yale Law. And he's wearing Black Panther sweatshirts and got an afro, got his black fist up in the air. He's in black organizations, but none of the ladies like him. I guess the boy stank.
Yeah.
And he couldn't find his way among any group at Yale.
Yeah.
White kids didn't like him, black kids didn't like him. He's just an unlikable dude. Yeah. So he says that the black folks treated me so bad that I was ashamed of who I was. So he takes that opportunity after he leaves Yale Law School with mediocre grades, like he's always had, and he's complaining now because he can't get one of these white shoe law firm jobs that all his colleagues are getting because they've got the connections, and he can't get one. So he goes to the Equal Opportunity Commission, the EOC, where nearly a dozen black women had turned down the job because they said, I'm not going to go to the EOC and be your functionary, because what the Bush administration, the first Bush administration wanted them to do is go in and undermine the EOC, so people coming saying that I'm being discriminated against wouldn't find justice. You had 11 people turn it down, all black women. Clarence Thomas came like, I'll do it, boss. I'll show up
give
to
it to me.
And he takes that and he goes to the judiciary. Appeals, mediocre, and then he goes on to the Supreme Court, and there's nothing about this man that indicates intellectually, ethically, any type of attribute you want that is positive. You can't look at anything about him and say he could carry justice. His name is escaping me now. The first black justice. He couldn't carry his shoes. He could not carry his shoes. So Clarence Thomas.
Thurman.
Thomas.
Yeah, no.
Thurgood
Marshall. Thurgood Marshall.
Close.
I'm embarrassed not to be able to remember that off the top of my head, but he couldn't carry Thurgood Marshall's shoelaces. And now he's here in a position to do the damage that he's done because this man is deeply damaged inside the head. And all those accusations are made against him during his hearing for the Supreme Court, where you had woman after woman step forward and say, this man sexually harassed me. This man showed me pornography. This man made dirty jokes. This man was making improper suggestions. Has been buttressed by evidence and more witnesses coming forward. And all these MAGA people out here who love Clarence Thomas, they need to thank Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden was a Senate Majority Leader at the time who ran the hearing, and he made it easy and smooth for Clarence Thomas to get confirmed in the interest of bipartisanship. You know, we're going to all get along, and now we got this fool. This corrupt,
fish-eyed fool,
illegitimate, sub-average IQ, sellout, corrupt Tom is a Supreme Court justice who's done more damage than what was done by the justices back in the 19th century.
But Dennis, Trump loves him.
Of course he does.
Well,
and why would Trump love him so? Because he supports Trump. He was the only person of the 9 to support Trump when he was supposed to turn over documents. He was the only one. Think about it. And Trump likes it that way because you must always be willing to say, yes, sir. Yes, boss.
Like
the
that.
Boss wants that done.
Like that guy in
Boss
Mar-a-Lago.
wants that done. Boss says to get rid of it. And that is what Trump is like. This kind of mafia-type boss man. But it wouldn't always work.
You know, it's funny to me, man. You got
it can't work. It will not work.
You got these guys down in Mar-a-Lago, Walt Knott and the new guy, D. Oliveris, I think his name is now. These guys, one is a high school dropout, one's a high school graduate. They started in the lowest level, and Trump promoted them because they were good flunkies who would do what they told. They had a chance when approached by the DOJ to tell the full truth about what they do.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, they stayed loyal to the boss.
Yeah.
These fools are looking to prison for the rest of their life.
Oh, yes.
And you can bet, you can bet your bottom dollar.
They're going down.
Ain't gonna be one Republican out here, not one MAGA out here from Tupelo, Mississippi somewhere, who's gonna raise a pinky to get their brown behinds out of prison when they get sentenced. Just like all those fools, you had one from Hazlitt. You've had you got one from Roy Lowe.
Yeah.
You got them all over the country who are going to jail
for fool.
For being Trump's fool.
Yeah.
But when Trump goes to jail, it's going to be a big shock because the boss wasn't wrong.
Right.
Well, Trump is already throwing everything. You come after me, I'll be coming for you.
Yeah. He said that. He said that Friday. The next day, the same day, he was warned not to make any more comments like that.
But
Just get warning.
To me, that's the mindset of white America.
No, it's not.
To me, it is.
No, it's not.
No.
Most
think they're
people
above,
in this country.
They're above the law.
Let's look at the numbers. Most people in this country, including white people, are appalled by what Trump does.
Yeah.
If you look at the demographics of who supports Trump, the one demographic group he has the majority of is white men. White women don't support him to the same level.
And white men who didn't have college education.
Well, you could throw them into whatever pot you want to, but white men, college, high school, dropout, junior high, never went to school at all.
Yeah.
Most of them vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Most white women don't. And there's more women than men. So you can't say all white, that he represents all white men. He represents the retrograde, neo-Confederate strain of white America.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. If you look at what's going on with Tommy Tuberville and him blocking all these promotions in the military, in the Marines and the Army, he's got things at a standstill. They're starting to say it's going to affect our readiness.
Yeah.
This is a national security effort. Tommy Tuberville doesn't give a damn because Tommy Tuberville is a Confederate.
Yeah.
Tommy Tuberville and his ilk, particularly in the South, but all over the country, they'd rather see the United States crumble and fall than live in a country where we truly have equal rights among people of disparate races and genders and sexual identities or whatever their beef is. They'd rather not have the United States.
Amen.
If it means y'all get to have the same rights I have. That's what we're facing against. It ain't all white people, but it's a big damn majority of them who are neo-Confederates, man. And the ones who don't even understand that they're neo-Confederates, like the fools up in Hazlitt, they understand that they don't much like seeing people like me and you walk around with our chests up and our chins out,
living good,
and living well, and saying that I can square up with you anytime you want to play or how you want to do it. They want us to walk around like Clarence Thomas, yassa bossing, smiling when ain't nothing funny, scratching when ain't nothing itching, bow down, be subservient. There's a lot of white people who can't stand that, but that's not most of them.
No.
So I won't be the one who said they're all the same, because they're not. Because we got too many black folks
out here
who want to smile when ain't nothing funny, and want to scratch when ain't nothing itching, and want to shuffle when they should be walking. There's a whole lot of folks, man, who are very comfortable with that neo-Confederate attitude, man. Because as long as boss treats them good, they're good with it.
But that's what Christianity has done to those bowing down Negroes.
Yeah, you could make a statement that Christianity is a huge influence on that, but you can look at your people like Candace Owens, and man, we don't have time to there's a whole lot of black people down here, man, who would ride with the stars and bars.
Oh yeah,
they would ride with them, man.
All right.
All these guys just doing that. There's one thing you got to tell yourself. I don't walk on the one gate. I don't obligate. And that's what happened to so many of these people. And that's what Trump wants. You must be obligating to him.
All right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
All right. We run out of time now. My name is Ammahad Shakaraki. We catch you down on the next block for more Street Talk. Peace.
Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be. a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.